All right, good evening, everyone. We are starting. Let me just make sure I'm recording our masterclass. So let me see. Just give me 1 sec. I, all right, yes. All right, let me just go back and share my screen. All right. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our amazing masterclass 5 simple changes in your home to add years to your life. So, I'm so excited to present this topic with you, ladies, because this is not a commonly talked topic, but so very, very important. And if you can hear me well, please type in the chat box yes. Let me just check. Yes. If you have any question, also feel free to type in. I will be following up to our chat box. So, welcome to our masterclass, amazing masterclass. You will leave this class with so much information. Don't get discouraged, please. And you don't have to take notes because I will be sending out the uh, recording of this class. So when you watch the recording, you will be able to stop the video, make notes, and make it easier on you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And again, I would like to hear from you. Where are you coming from? And what would you like to learn? What are your intentions to learn this evening? So before we start, a short disclaimer. This is only and only educational purposes, this class. I'm not diagnosing diseases. I don't give you a nutrition therapy advice or any cure for diseases. And so I am I'm an MD, but this time I'm an educator. So take the information because, as you know, knowledge is power, but only when we use that knowledge, right? When we act upon our knowledge. So let's go to the next slide. Agenda for today is what can we do? Where are the places in our homes that we can make changes? One of the most important is kitchen, right? The kitchen is the place when we create good health. Remember that place. Then the pantry, then bathroom, living room, and office. So before we start, let me introduce myself, who I am, and why I'm eligible to talk to you about all this information. So my name is Ilona Berkoban, and I'm an MD. I don't practice medicine at late a couple of years now. I'm a functional medicine, health, and wellness coach, passionate, super passionate about aging. And my mission is to change the way we see aging. So that is in my practice as a health coach. I cover the major pillars of longevity, right? And you will see today is a small piece of the puzzle because there's so many things. And the good thing, ladies, is that we have the power to make choices, right? And that is so empowering. And that when I hit my 50s, I had a very, very tough time. Even as a medical professional, I knew in theory what happens during premenopause, menopause, postmenopause. But as a human being, as a sensitive human being, I wasn't ready. And I couldn't understand my body I like to say I grew into a new body who I was. I didn't recognize that person. Most of my life, I was a healthy eater, watched my diet, exercised, learned to manage stress. But now, what happened? Pounds have started piling, and I knew all the dangers, right? And I couldn't lose weight. And I didn't realize back then that the approach I had in my 30s, 40s won't work anymore. I needed a different approach. So I jumped from diet to diet, more desperation, more beating myself down, more uh, disliking myself, right? I hated to look into the mirror because every day I will notice something new, some new wrinkles, some new line, a little bit more sagging, and I just couldn't accept myself. It took me a couple of years to get out from that route, from that rabbit hole, and turn around everything, to be able to embrace my age, to celebrate life, to be able to talk about my age, right? And but I didn't even appear to me to focus mostly on longevity as a health and wellness coach. I started with weight loss coach, then gut health expert. But last year, when I celebrated my 57th birthday, I did an online video. I have every Sunday morning an inspirational video, and that was about my age and my birthday. And I said, I think I look great for my age, and if you don't think so, I really don't care. And that was a very honest, sincere statement from my heart. And oh my gosh, ladies, I had over close to 500 views. I didn't check recently, I should, sorry for that. And over 100 comments over and over. Yes, it's so difficult to accept. It's so challenging. I am in pain. I am frustrated. And almost every of those 100 and plus comments were the same. That is when I realized, oh my goodness, there is a huge need. And it is, because we live in a youth obsessed society, right? So getting all this something bad is something negative, less desirable. We think if we don't uh, measure up with those models, those pictures of beautiful women in their fifth, maybe 15, 16 years, right? We are not beautiful anymore. We are not as valuable, and that is far from the truth. So that is my mission was born, and my passion to change all that. And I started the movement, the Sisterhood Facebook group. And I'm so delighted to tell you, ladies, we are growing and we have an amazing energy, amazing friendship. So, and a movement to change the way we see aging. So that is my passion coming. Why I don't practice? Because of the severe burnout. I survived our ugly civil Balkan war in my former country. When we were under severe embargo, that means we lacked medications, we lacked gas for ambulances. It was a very, very dark period. I will go to work in an ER and not having medication. So my integrity, my human side couldn't take that anymore, because if someone comes to me to help, for example, severe asthma attack, and I don't have the medication, I don't even have enough oxygen, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I went into research in the academia, went back to study, but I always miss that human connection, that warm human connection that feeds my soul. So I did research for a period of time, then moved into the States. I started research again here. Then I was considering to go back to practice medicine, and I did a couple of months of externship in New York City. But it didn't feed my soul. You know, the way today medicine is run, especially the chronic degenerative diseases, the band-aid approach, it's really didn't give me a joy. So I started to search. I went back to research. I started to search what will be the best way to go for me that give me that excitement, the passion, right? And health and wellness coaching. And I enrolled in a couple of programs. And when I enrolled in functional medicine, everything just was lit up. It was so wonderful learning the root cause of diseases. And the rest is history. So I started as a health and wellness coach, is working with weight loss clients, then gut health, and now longevity. And the beauty of this right now is that I put into one roof everything that I love to teach, like love to work with. I with my clients, I work a lot on their mindset, childhood wounds, and mother wounds, being a woman. Then gut health, inflammation, hormones. Oh my gosh, it's so much to do. So that is just to know briefly about me. So let's go back to our agenda. We all want to have beautiful homes. You know, we buy beautiful furniture, we decorate, and but the question is, many times we forget to ask the question: is my home beautiful and healthy? Because it's so important, and you will learn today why. So let's start with the most important place. Remember, the place where we create good health, right? So there are over thousands of chemicals in average household. Those are paints on the wall, carpeting, furniture, clothes, cleaning products, and it's increasing. And the problem with those chemicals, ladies, is that most of them were not studied. Most of them were not researched, the effect on a human body. So we are basically like a live experiment. So in the world, there are about 87,000 chemicals. Isn't that mind-blowing? So in the kitchen, cookware, containers, packaging, cosmetics, personal care products, air and water. So when we enter the kitchen, where do we go first? In the fridge. Yes, let's open our fridge and see what can we find there. Produce, food. In conventional produce, there is over 3,000 chemicals, including the packaged food, the junk food, right? And that is a problem today. If you see this slide, in adult Americans, there are over 212 chemicals. The same amount or similar amount of chemicals were found in the umbilical blood of a newborn, which is very alarming. And many of those chemicals, what are they? Like flame retardants, building materials, Teflon, acrylamide, mercury, heavy metals, and so on. Glyphosate is notorious, atrazine, and many drug residues. So the question for us is not if we are toxic, but how toxic we are. So a few examples to back up with research. Dioxin, for example, diabetes type 2. There is more and more coming out from the science that dioxin promotes type 2 diabetes. And where is dioxin found? In farm-raised fish, dairy products, and beef, conventional beef. So when we open our refrigerator, the question is, are we paying attention? What are we putting into the refrigerator? Are we buying as clean as possible food? Being careful what goes into our precious bodies, or we just buy something to buy, put in the refrigerator, and don't pay attention. But I want you to, ladies, after this masterclass, to just really do that. Open your refrigerator and take inventory. What do you see there? So, in our refrigerator has part which is a freezer, right? And many times we buy more meat to freeze it, to have when we need it, when we don't have time, or maybe we are doing our meal prepping and planning. So the meat quality, the conventional meat quality is exactly that is the problem. I'm checking my time. Additives, antibiotics, hormone, food coloring, preservative. It has a poor nutritional profile because the way the cattle are fed and kept, high omega-3, which is inflammatory, low omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory, low fat-soluble vitamins because of poor quality of the meat. And that is many times they add coloring to meat to look nice, red, but like healthy and clean and desirable, but far from the truth. So the food as a fish quality, we are talking here about farm-raised fish. And did you know that farm-raised fish is one of the most toxic food because of the way they are fed? Corn, which is GMO, animal byproducts, which are again not clean, right? Heavy metals, food coloring, again. If you bought recently a farm-raised salmon, it has such a beautiful red color. That is a dye. Then radiation, some part of the ocean. Dairy. Do you have what kind of milk you have in your fridge? Now, is a conventional dairy. There's so many negative effects of the dairy. Of course, we don't have time to cover it today. But just to ponder this, lifespan of the dairy cow is 2 to 4 years versus 10 to 12 years natural, right? The cow has a baby, it will lactate for, I don't know, 6 months to a year, then stop until she's pregnant again, then lactate again. Now, in the food industry, those cows are like a money-making machine, actually, right? The milk-making machine, they lactate 24/7, which is not against the nature. So they have to be given hormones, their immunity because of the way they are kept, like they never see sunshine. Too many of them cramped in a small space. The food is not their natural food, so their immunity is very low. They have to load them in antibiotics. That residue of hormone and antibiotics, ladies, is enough to, in sensitive people, to cause hormonal imbalance and is harmful for the gut. The milk is irradiated, pasteurized, again, very irritating for the gut lining. Eggs. So let's open your egg carton in the refrigerator. If you have pasture-raised, free-range chicken, and when you crack the egg, you can see in the upper picture here is the dark orange color of the yolk. That means a healthy egg. Versus the factory raised, that's barely even yellow. The egg yolk is barely yellow. That means it's poor quality. So egg contains arsenic, GMO, much lower nutrient profile, less choline. And let me tell you, ladies, choline is essential for liver to be able to detoxify toxins, make them less dangerous. So choline is very important. And the biggest source is pasture-raised organic grass-fed chicken. So grain. What is the problem with grain? The grains are mostly GMO or heavily hybridized like wheat. And with so many side effects, they are very inflammatory, very irritating for our gut lining, causing so many problems. We don't have time, of course, to cover that. So the problem with conventional food, depleted earth, dirty water, GMO, long transport time, that means that the highest nutrition value of the produce and fruit is when they are ripened on the vine. So when we just imagine transport fruit from California, from the West Coast to the East Coast, of, to Pittsburgh, where I live, it takes so much time. First of all, it mostly picked green, unripened, and with every day the value drops. So by the time I eat it, right, it will be usually 5 to 6, even 7 days. So poor quality, lower enzyme, lower nutrients. And not to talk about the chemicals, the pesticide, the herbicide, the fungicide. So should we eat only organic? The answer is yes, in the ideal world. Do we live in ideal world? No, right? As we know, life happens. Sometimes we can't even find organic. Sometimes it's very hard on our budget. So our help is coming from the Environmental Working Group. They created a list of Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. What does it mean? On Dirty Dozen list, we have the list of the produce that are highest in pesticides and toxins, and the lowest in Clean 15. So Clean 15, we can consume. It doesn't have to be organic. So let's see just a few from Dirty Dozen: apples, strawberries, grapes, peaches, for example. And the Clean 15, we have avocado, we have cantaloupe, we have grapefruit, we have pineapple, just to name a few, cauliflower, broccoli. So what can we do when now we examine our refrigerator? So next time when you go grocery shopping, try to fit in as much as possible organic, but if not, make a compromise. Try to find as clean as possible. We are way into spring, right? And farmers markets will open up soon. That is the best way to shop. It's fresh, locally grown, and organic. If not organic, very close to organic, because farmers don't use a myriad of pesticides, right, and different chemicals. So farmers market. Again, if you at least check from the Dirty Dozen and try not to buy conventional from Dirty Dozen list. If you buy, do a nice apple cider vinegar wash. This is how I do. 1 part apple cider vinegar, 3 or 4 part water. Create a mixture and soak a few minutes your fruit and produce in that water. It will remove not everything, but remove a lot of chemicals. Again, when you eat Clean 15, you are more safe because those are less in chemicals. So now let's talk about cookware. That is also very important, and we still have controversial data. Is, for example, non-stick cookware safe or unsafe? According to my knowledge, and if you know different data, please share with us. Teflon is not so safe. Teflon is a trademark. The chemical name is polytetrafluoroethylene. And when we heat those non-stick cookware, what happens? The toxic fume will create a high heat. So this is what you will be doing. Take inventory of your cookware. If you have non-stick, the Teflon, and you have many scratches, please toss it. That is not for keeping, because especially when we have those surface damages, that means the chemical is leaching more even. If you have a new, well-kept, this is what you are going to do. Never turn on the heat before you add the oil. Let the oil coat it and then slowly turn on the heat, and never go very high heat. If you need to replenish, go for the better versions. Go for the cast iron, the glass, and stainless steel. Those are the healthiest ones. There are different kinds of Dutch ovens with ceramic glaze and so on. You don't have to bake the bank. Again, if you have a well-kept non-stick, don't throw away, but be mindful how are you using them. Now let's go into pantry. What do you have in your pantry? Do you stock up your pantry with healing herbs, with healing spices? Or you have a lot of junk food, a lot of uh, canned soups, canned fruit, canned vegetables, right? Because we know that inner lining of the can has BPA, bisphenol A, which we'll be talking a little bit. Do you have a lot of uh, chips, cookies, candy bars, and so on? Or do you stock up your pantry with healing herbs and spices? For example, in the previous pictures, there was a cayenne pepper. Did you know that cayenne pepper is one of the very, very healing spices? The next is ginger, high anti-inflammatory effect. It's so great for digestive discomfort. It helps digestion. It's absolutely tastes amazing. If you know me, you know I'm a ginger addict, right? If you want to have something great, make it today, make it this evening for yourself. Ginger lemon tea, in case you have ginger at home and lemon, right? Ginger lemon tea is so amazing, ladies. You use about inch of a ginger. I use bigger chunk because I can tolerate a lot of ginger. So grate the ginger, add hot water and juice of a lemon is the best tea. Really, I'm not kidding. So there is turmeric as our superfood. Did you know that turmeric is also has high anti-inflammatory effect, but even more, it has anti-cancer effect in very high doses. Of course, it's not like a pinch of turmeric that will beat cancer. No, I'm not talking about. And the little bit problem with turmeric, for example, it needs peppercorn to absorb better. Our body doesn't absorb so well. So if you plan to use turmeric, for example, for joint pain as an anti-inflammatory uh, uh, spice, right? You need higher doses. It's maybe best to look for a supplements in clean form, high doses curcuminoid, which is an active ingredient in um, turmeric. So as you see, we can do so much to stock up our beautiful pantries with amazing healing herbs and spices. Or do you have inflammatory condiments like salad dressings? Did you know that most salad dressings are filled with sugar, with fat that are inflammatory, that are vegetable oils, that are unhealthy salt, with unhealthy salt? They are not good for you. It's easiest way to make your salad dressing is easy, cheap, and healthy. So let's go move to the next topic. This is our indoor air quality. Now, this is also a topic we don't talk much about, not so frequent topic. And indoor air quality is, pay attention to this, ladies, can be 400 times more polluted than outdoor air. Isn't that something alarming? So now outdoor air pollution we can control, right? We know that. But indoor we can do a lot. Not everything, but a lot. So we will learn now what is that we can control. So the most common pollutants are carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, VOC, that stands for volatile organic compounds like formaldehyde. As we know, formaldehyde is carcinogen, increased risk of throat cancer, pains, grocery bags, permanent markers we use in our office space, right? Print inks for printers, cleaning supplies, benzene, methylene chloride, radon, xylene, and soot. The effect of our health, all those irritants can be acute and chronic. Acute is irritation, asthma exacerbation, especially people who are prone to asthma bronchitis, they have to be careful. Headache, dizziness, fatigue. But the problem is, ladies, in a cumulative effect, day after day, little amount will add up. It will can contribute to chronic disease, heart disease, and even cancer. Now, I wonder how many of you burn candles daily or weekly. I'm seeing almost an epidemic of candle obsession. I see ladies in the mall walking with a huge bag from stores that sell buy two, get three free or whatever. But did you know that candles are toxic? Especially the paraffin candle. Paraffin candle, they're most present because they are cheap to manufacture. Paraffin is a petroleum-based product. Burning releases harmful dioxin, acrolein, and microparticles. Dioxin, acrolein are linked to cancer. So especially undesirable are slow-burning candles, artificially scented candles, and incense, because they emit harmful chemicals. And artificial scents fragrance is phthalates. We will come back to that. So in those candles, we can find benzene and acetaldehyde. Better alternatives, soy and beeswax. But let me warn you here, ladies. Label has to specify 100% soy or beeswax, because if the candle has, for example, 49% paraffin and 51% beeswax, they can put on the label beeswax. They don't have to specify paraffin. So it has to state 100% soy or beeswax. Again, one of the healthier alternative to purify and refresh our indoor space is using essential oils, diffusers. If diffusers are not expensive, ladies, if you invest in one, it lasts you many, many years. You just have to add essential oils. Again, if you put a few drops into water, you have it for a couple of hours. It's way, way worth the investment. Make sure when you buy essential oils that are pure, not synthetic. You don't want to disperse toxin into your home, right? Now, the most commonly used essential oils are, forgot to put into slide, are lavender, are tea tree, mint, different combinations. I like you to use Sarah. I like to use different combinations, depending what you like, ladies. The next way is to purify and refresh an air in our home is salt lamps. Himalayan pink salt lamps are very popular, and the good thing is they are also very, very affordable. For $20, you can buy a very nice size, and again, it lasts you, I believe so, forever. So what are the benefits of a salt lamp? They remove particles like mildew, pet dander, mold. They boost energy level because they neutralize air of the myriad of positively charged ion, and create a negative. They emit a negative ion which will neutralize those positives. So, and they purify the air. They absorb water, and with water particles, and keeps stuck and rubbed to the lamp, right? They reduce static electricity. They improve sleep quality. So once you invest into those lamps, you really, they last forever. If you buy one, put in the room where you spend most of your time until you'll be able to buy the next one. Because it's, look for sales. Many times stores, even online stores, have big sales. Maybe I know when I bought my first tree, it was buy one, get the second 50% off. And it was really, really excellent deal. So again, as you see, we can make changes to make our beautiful home healthier without breaking the bank. If we don't have to break the bank, we can do small changes, but very meaningful. So what can we do? Simple, open the windows, let the fresh air come in. Very important, clean the vents. make sure they are inspected regularly and clean. Almost every house in the States and the Western world has air conditioner. Just make sure they are regularly inspected and clean. Clean house mean less pollution. Use salt lamps, use essential oils. Again, if you invest money into candles, I would like to challenge yourself and invest that money into buying a maybe oil diffuser or a Himalayan salt lamp. Water, so important, right? Do we know what is in our water? And many times, I'm not sure. So, water is life. We know that over 60% of adult bodies are made up of water, over 80 in babies. As we age, we tend to get dehydrated, so need more water to drink, almost like babies, right? Or especially elderly are very sensitive to dehydration. Even dehydration can manifest as mental confusion. So for all the chemical processes, we need water. Water is essential. So the general rule, we need about half of our body weight in ounces. So if someone is 150 pounds, 75 ounces of water, or 8 glasses of water daily. I would add even more. Now, this is a problem that our water supplies are not the cleanest one. A lot of industrial toxins, pollutants are dumped into our water supplies. And in order to clean, they add again a load of chemicals to make it clean. And that is the problem. So in agricultural areas, we have more pesticides, herbicides, and nitrates, right? Makes sense. In urban area, more industrial chemicals. So what are the most common contaminants? Chemical, nitrogen, bleach, pesticides, atrazine, especially glyphosate. Glyphosate is Roundup, is notorious because the problem is, ladies, glyphosate once in a body, it is almost impossible to get rid of, to excrete. It stays forever. Chlorine, chloramine, heavy metals, bacterial toxins like drugs, painkillers, that is also very alarming. Antihistamines, antidepressants, anti-epileptic, blood thinner, and so on, hormones. The contaminants can be biological, bacteria, protozoan, viruses, radiological like uranium, plutonium, physical, different kind of sediments. I posted the link if you want to check your water supply. You can check in general. Go to the environmental protective agencies and find your water. Type in your municipality and you will get answer how clean is your water. So the frequent chemicals in water, as I mentioned, a huge list, as you can see. Chloroform, chlorine, polycarbonated biphenyls, lead as heavy metal, cadmium, pesticides, as I mentioned, glyphosate. It's now the science started making connection. For example, this is very important. BPA stands for bisphenol A, linked to diabetes, cardiovascular disease. I'm talking here diabetes type 2. So before we start water filtration, there is a very popular trend today because the consciousness of the public is more aware of toxins, of pollutions, and BPA is almost a household name, right? So the industry jumped in quickly to produce different kind of plastics, and they made a huge labeling BPA free. BPA stands for bisphenol A. Bisphenol A, that's the sturdiness of the plastic, but it's very unstable. So especially at high temperatures and are very low. That means when we freeze our water in plastic bottles, put in the freezer summertime to have a cold water for a longer time, that means the BPA will leach into the water. Also, when we leave our water in our car and it's so warm, almost you can make a tea, right? Again, the leaking is much, much higher. So, but BPA-free plastic doesn't mean it's healthy because there is BPF and BPS. So bisphenol F, bisphenol A, bisphenol S and bisphenol F, sorry. And they are even more harmful, but people don't know. So don't buy the trick BPA-free. Avoid plastic as much as you can. So what can we do to have in our household a clean water? Many refrigerators have the filter. If you can afford, that is the best way to go. Buy a filtering system for your whole household. Buy the filtering, buy in the your bathroom, the shower head that will remove the chlorine in the water. That is the best way to go. If that's too much of the investment, buy a small, like you can buy pitchers. Most of them are not ideal, but they will remove some, right? Some of the contaminants. Most of the filters use activated carbon. Actually, they're different mechanisms, and the filters are the best when they combine different modalities like activated carbon, reverse osmosis, and distillation, and so on. It was a hype, I believe, in 70s or 80s. I'm not sure now. That distilled water is the way to go. It's far from the truth. Don't buy that marketing trick. And bottled water is better. I know I see people buying, drinking bottled water, thinking that's cleaner, safer. It's a hype. It's not. When I was getting ready for my workshop, I read a lot about, and many times, many times, bottled water contains tap water plus the plastic. Why would you waste your money for that? Even the spring water, the big names have maybe 1/3 of the spring water and rest is tap water. So do not waste your money. I know it might be disappointing for you ladies, but I want to help you. So for the water, if you can plan into a budget, buy a good filtration system. This class has not enough time. I will be offering soon a whole workshop, so that I will be covering in details water filters, compare efficacy, pricing, but right now it's not enough time for that. Personal care product is also one of the big thing. What is in our bathroom, what is in our makeup bag, right? Because so many times and that was my case, I would eat clean, I would exercise, all that, but I would still feel estrogen dominance, and I didn't know where it is coming from, and it was coming from my personal care product. So since then, I started to make my own body care, body butter, body lotions, and choose very carefully the facial lotions and cleansers. There is a huge list of chemicals that can be found in our skincare products, skincare, body care. And many of them are linked to, many of them are hormone disruptors, some of them carcinogens. So that is mostly the main effect they produce on our bodies. Hormonal disruptors like hormone disruption causing maybe inflammation, irritants, and carcinogens. So very important. You can't memorize all the ingredients. Just let's recap the big ones: the phthalates, the benzoyl peroxides, the parabens, the dioxins. The problem with chemicals in personal care products is that manufacturers don't have to uh, publish on the labels because they keep as a trade secret. So, for example, they put fragrance, and they don't even have to list what kind of chemicals are on their fragrances, right? Those are all phthalates mostly. So that is one of the problems. So even when we read labels, it doesn't have to be accurate because the company has right not to publish it. Um, as I mentioned, the artificial colors, again, irritants, decrease oxygen, again, carcinogen. Parabens, I didn't mention, they hormonal disruptor, especially males, are sensitive. And I forgot to mention the deodorants. Deodorants, most of them have aluminum and parabens. And we know that both of them were isolated from the breast cancer biopsy. And if we look at the armpit and the close proximity to our breast, no wonder, right? So be careful what are you using. Perfumes, ladies, are high in chemicals, toxic chemicals that are not so desirable. I used to be obsessed with perfumes and I thought I won't be able to live one day without a perfume. I changed a lot. Now, when I use now, I spray on my clothing. I want to avoid direct contact of the phthalates because most of the fragrances are containing phthalates. I want to avoid the direct contact. Another thing is triclosan. Remember, triclosan was in a hand sanitizer where every lady on the planet Earth, but me, had a little or bigger container on the purse attached using every 5 minutes. We don't need that. Warm water and soap will do the job. Now, granted, if you go to a hospital, that's a different situation. Triclosan was banned by FDA from hand sanitizer, so they use alcohol, which is a better version. So if you use hand sanitizer with alcohol, that's okay, but don't use with triclosan. Triclosan is still in many skincare products. Didn't disappear completely. Makeup. You may read articles that many of the lipsticks are high in lead. I think the survey did find that over 45% of the lipsticks, especially the red color, have lead. Now, granted, lead wasn't put in lipsticks by intention. That is contaminants of the pigments most of the time. So again, in makeup, phthalates, lead, formaldehyde, PEG compounds, parabens, and so much. Now, it is still sometimes challenge for me to find organic makeup that is clean, but the pigments are steadily and last. I will admit, ladies. Now there are companies coming out like quite a few. Not my brain stopped right now. Where is the company? Is Monat is for hair care. I know that. Beauty Counter. That is what I want to say. Beauty Counter and a few more companies that started coming out with clean makeup that is non-toxic or less toxic. I'm still looking for the good brand that when I apply, it won't melt off after an hour. Because I did try, I will admit, I did try a few those organic clean, but didn't last. So I don't like them. So I'm still struggling, ladies, as you see. Even if all that knowledge, I still struggle to find good things. So clean up your bathroom, clean up your makeup bag as much as possible. So use skincare and body care products that are clean. For makeup, keep researching, keep searching, trial and error, see which one you like. Deodorant, use clean one without parabens, without aluminum. Spray perfumes on your clothing, not directly on your skin. So we can still do a lot, right? Cleaning items. Cleaning items are also notorious, especially the fragranced one. Phthalates, perc, triclosan, quartz, ammonia, chlorine. I won't go into details. And that is our problem, ladies, today, that everything is saturated with chemicals. Spill resistance, uh, flame retardants, right? All those chemicals. And when we put our head on a mattress, which is soaked with flame retardant chemicals, we inhale that. But on many things we can control. It's very challenging. I'm not saying impossible to find a mattress or furniture that has no chemicals. It's very challenging. It's probably possible, probably much, much, much higher cost, but what is the most precious for us than our health, right? But it's challenging. But lately, good things that things are happening, things started to change. So, and I used to be, ladies, one of those women who love to clean my condo. Everything will smell so wonderful. I was so proud of me. My countertop beautifully cleaned, sterilized almost, right? Same with my bathroom. I will plug in air fresheners. That was me. But once I started learning, I don't have air fresheners anymore. I use natural cleaning products, and I tell you how I do it. So, what to use instead of those nicely scented cleaning things that have so many amazing commercials, right? Vinegar, baking soda, vodka, if you, especially for a glass cleaner, because vodka will evaporate and it will give you a streak-free cleaning. Essential oils, you can add lemon, tea tree, lavender, castile soap, natural soap. So again, here we can do so much. And the good thing is doing our own cleaning items. You buy a big jug of vinegar, big package of baking soda for a couple of dollars, and you have for a couple of months. So we can, being healthy and clean doesn't mean that is always the most expensive stuff. Many times contra, right? So before we go to EMF, I just wanted a few words to tell you about laundry. Laundry detergents will leave residue on our clothing, and again, use natural, more harmful, like 7th generation castile soap. You can make your own laundry detergent. Softeners and dryer sheet. Basically, their role is to decrease electricity, right? The very simple, super cheap is make a water and vinegar solution in the spray bottle and spray your dryer, or put about a half a cup of vinegar into the water when you rinse your clothing. That's it. It won't leave residue. It won't uh, create a like waxy coating on your clothing. It's healthy, it's clean, and super cheap, right? So again, as you see, we can do so many changes in our beautiful homes. Just need a little bit of effort to do it. And before we finish, this is the EMF. This is our new stuff, but not many people are talking about. EMF is electromagnetic field. I read quite a few papers before getting ready for this presentation, and I found a very interesting parallel. Some of the researchers are telling us and publishing, writing that EMF thing is similar like smoking in the 50s and 60s. Because if you remember, we had commercials that doctors were smoking Camel or I don't even know, Marlboro, and promoting as like a great healthy way to calm nervousness or stress. Stress came out later, that terminology, nervousness. And now when the scientists started realizing that the truth is a little bit different, that smoking has side effects, it was pushed under the carpet for a period of time until it really came out into the public. And they compare like EMF, the similar. Look at this slide. The last safety standards has been updated was 1996. Ladies, that's 33 years, right? It's no, yeah. And how much the technology evolved since then. It's crazy. Now, I read about very interesting research that is mostly an epidemiologic study. They studied pregnant women during the pregnancy all the way to early childhood of their children. And they noticed that if the pregnant mother used a lot cell phone and she was around electromagnetic field, their child had a behavioral problem somewhere about age of 7. Interesting, isn't it? So, and they realizing that the child's brain is very sensitive to electromagnetic radiation. Now think about how many children of age 3, 4 have their phone, or they're playing all day long on a cell phone, because that will keep them occupied so the mommy can shop or do whatever she wants to do. Just think about it. So, and the problem with EMF is second hand. What does it mean? The smart meters, right? They are put into so many buildings. So I can control what is in our neighboring building or neighboring house. I can control, right? I can somewhat control, and I will be telling you how we can reduce the exposure in my home. But I can control what is in the walls. So we have to be really more and more aware of that. At least we have to learn how to lower the exposure. So what are the damaging effects of electromagnetic radiation? Mostly scientists tie to oxidative stress, free radical damage. Then alteration of gene expression for some of the specific enzymes, like acetylcholinesterase linked to neurodegenerative conditions, change in brain metabolism, increased brain brain barrier permeability, like leaky brain, and then cancer, again, oxidative stress. Cancer twice. It should be cardiovascular disease, oxidative damage again, and change in the gut microbiome. There's one more also very important mechanism of action, that is activating calcium channels in the cell membranes, which will cause a huge influx of calcium in the cells, which is disrupting the normal functioning of the cell. So EMF are not so naive. So symptoms, fatigue, weakness, those are very unspecific symptoms, like some scientists call it mystery symptoms. And if you look at that list, those symptoms can be found in so many diseases, like insulin resistance, hormonal imbalances, and so on. And probably we won't think much of EMF influence, right? Like fatigue, sleep disturbance, headache, brain fog, anxiety, depression, dizziness, and so on. Now, since you could see that they are linked to cancer, how many times we see young females putting cell phone in the pocket, close to the body, inside the bra. Yes, I've seen many, many times. Just to warn, if you have someone in your family that does that, please warn them. Now you know better. So what can we do? To limit exposure, just write that. Use less. When you use your cell phone, instead of putting close to your ears, turn on the speakerphone and use that way. Don't put close to your body. Put in your purse or leave away from you. At night, don't keep in a bedroom. Put in an airplane mode, less radiation. Turn off your router in the evening or when you don't use it. Try to avoid smart appliances, speakers, fitness devices. How many times we see one fitness device, Apple Watch, cell phone, other cell phone, right? And since we know that the most effect they way harm our body is oxidative stress, antioxidant diet, perfect, right? So all those things are helping you. So let me just recap. What are those 5 steps we can do in our house to add years to our life? So in our kitchen, clean up our food refrigerators and pantry. Stock as much healthy and clean food in the fridge as much as possible. If again, in the ideal world, it should be all organic clean. But again, we don't live in ideal world. So go as clean as possible. Now you can find meat that is antibiotic and hormone free. It's not the same value as organic grass-fed, but better than conventional. So we make compromises. Same with keep the dirty dozen and clean 15 list handy. And I will send you in the newsletter. So a pantry filled with spices, healing spices, instead of candy bars, junk food, packaged food, condiments that are so harmful for our health. The next is fresh air. How to clean the air, opening windows, using instead of candles and plug-ins with chemicals, use Himalayan salt lamp, use essential oil diffuser. Then skincare, clean. Try to find the cleanest one. Read labels. Make your own, right? Makeup also, cleanest as possible. So cleaning up bathrooms, cleaning up makeup bags, cleaning items. Stay away from heavily marketed. Use simple, plain water, vinegar, baking soda, maybe vodka for glass for windows. Add essential oil, and you are good to go. EMF, reduce cell phone use as much as possible. I know we are all heavily addicted. You don't even notice the level of addiction until you leave your cell phone somewhere. So once you do that, you will realize and start to worry how addicted you are. So minimize. Keep away from your body. Keep away from your bedroom. Turn off routers. Minimize the gadgets you put on your body. Yeah, we survive before we will survive now. If you use your cell phone, instead of doing this, turn on the speakerphone. So as you see, we can do so much. I'm testing the time. We can do a lot to minimize the harmful effects of our beautiful home will be not only beautiful, but healthy and beautiful, which is our goal. Because when we reduce all those harmful chemicals that when we have a strong effect of oxidative stress, we have cancerogens, we have chemicals that cause inflammation. That is when we improve our health, and that is how we add years to our lives. Trust me, ladies, it's possible. Now, I would like to, before I close this masterclass, I would like to share a great information with you, ladies. As you can see, we can do so much. We have a lot of things that we can control, a lot of things we can, but a lot of information and a lot of information to implement. So I would like to invite you to my brand new program. It's an amazing 8-week program that you can find anywhere, and you will see soon why. So let's just for a minute take a deep breath and imagine what will be your day look like when you are full of energy, free of pain, feel happy, feel excited to start your day, wake up in the morning well rested, in good mood, ready to rock your day. When your body is pain free, when you have mobility, right? When you have no bloating, no heaviness in your stomach. Our bodies have innate capability to restore and heal. Just we have to support them. So here is my new program, Reborn, because you will feel like born again. That is my promise. So this is what are you going to experience? Unstoppable energy all day, pain-free body, sharp mind, balanced mood and happy thoughts, shedding a few pounds, clear radiant skin, feeling younger, lighter and healthier, sense of calmness, confidence, changing the way you see aging and changing the way you see yourself. Reborn, that means you will feel like born again. Yes, that is the promise. So during this 8-week period, we will cover mindset. We will cover a lot about aging, about self-acceptance. We will learn self-compassion to end up with self-love. We will be focusing on diet. And the great thing with this program, ladies, is highly customized. So I will provide you with a myriad of cookbooks, ebooks, and we will together create meal plan for you. What does it mean? I will give you, for example, a group of vegetables, and you will pick the one you like. So it's so much fun. I can't wait to start, ladies. I promise it's so much fun. Why? Because it's proven over and over. When we are restricted on diet, what do? We think, when can I eat? Okay, when can I eat that again? Oh, I can't have, oh, I have to eat this. So you will be in charge. You will create your own meal plan and stick to it. So we will cover digestion and gut health. I will be giving you ladies my gut healing program almost entirely. So we will focusing how to improve digestion, how to heal the gut. I will be giving you supplement list. I will be giving you gut healing tea and tincture recipes. Inflammation, again, same recipes, diet, what to do, how to lower inflammation, and what are the impacts of inflammation. Inflammation, as we know, are the root cause of many chronic degenerative diseases. So it's so important to stop and lower and reverse that is possible. Toxins and detoxification. We just learned today how many toxins are only in our household, right? So I will be giving you my full program, Total Body Cleanse, when I will be teaching you how to detox, how to do cleanses. And during the program, we will do a short cleanse. I will be doing it with you, ladies, because I like to detox. That is when I feel so alive, so light, and so energized. It's something amazing for our bodies. That is how we add years to our life, right? Again, I will help you with supplements, with herbs, spices, hormones, hormonal imbalances. What are the most important things for postmenopausal women. We will do questionnaires, we will do hormone balancing food, stress. Again, we will be learning about stress, the best food to lower stress level, and techniques to lower stress level. Then movement. Why is movement important? How to prevent age-related muscle loss and bone loss. How to improve our balance, which is so important. As you see, ladies, I will be covering the whole pillars, every aspect of aging and healthy aging, and what to do to recognize that we have a problem, how to stop it and reverse it. So this is what you are going to receive: weekly emails with videos and downloadable materials, the cookbooks I mentioned, questionnaires, PDF files. You will be joining our Facebook group. We will have daily activities. I will be posting every material in the Facebook group, and weekly call Q&A sessions and workshops. As I just mentioned, we will create a meal plan together and so many other activities. And as I mentioned, a couple of my programs with meal plans and recipes, ebooks, and everyone will receive 30-minute free session to create your personal blueprint. So the word is, and I didn't even put in this slide all the bonuses. I like to surprise my clients. If anyone of you are listening to this workshop and work with me, you know exactly what I mean. And so all this, the recipe, the word, the Facebook group, weekly calls, consultation, and so on. So this is the bonuses, heart and brain health workshop. Guys, only this worth the whole investment. Only want this bonus because I will be teaching you the latest research in heart health. As you know, the American Heart Association still recommends the inflammatory grains in the diet. So you will be learning the latest, most effective approach. And cholesterol meat. Cholesterol meat, remember, probably you were taught or told that cholesterol causes heart disease. So we should go on low-fat diet, then low-fat, or put on a statin, or cholesterol-lowering drug. That is so wrong. So you will be learning what is the latest approach, what tests to look for and ask for, and how to lower cholesterol naturally. Again, ladies, this one piece is worth the whole investment. This one piece of bonus. Then stress boosting bonuses, stress quiz. Then how to read food labels and supplement labels. I will be teaching you because still many people need that information. And as again mentioned, many surprise bonuses, hormone balancing, stress reducing, gut healing, and so on. I will be providing you paleo, keto, vegan, and vegetarian recipes. Now, here, drum rolls, please. The investment, if we add up $697, bonuses, that all together is $1,326. $1,326. Ready? So, this time is a specially discounted price of $297 for everything. Even I offer 2 payment plans of $157. Now, you may ask, and that's a legit question, why so low investment? Because I did this program last fall, and with a very limited number of clients. And from their feedback, I create this 8 weeks. Last year was 3 calls. It was a 1-month program, 3 calls and a bonus call. And we realized that's such a huge approach. That time is not enough. So I created a 2 months period of time. Last year was less investment. This is the low investment I'm offering now. Next time, I'm creating a evergreen program, so I will take up your feedback. So that is why you will getting for this low investment, you will give me feedback, your feedback. So once the evergreen program is done, the price will be at least 3 times, at least, because you will see it's a lot of value. So the time is running out, ladies. You have choice to make. You keep doing the same thing over and over, same old, keep suffering. Think about 6 months from now, think about year from now. If you won't change things, nothing will change. You will maybe have more joint pain, less mobility, more pounds piling on, more bloating, less energy, more brain fog, right? If you don't change nothing will change. Or you can choose change, you can choose you, and you can choose health. The choice is yours. Life is so precious, ladies. Don't waste in suffering, especially when these opportunities are given. This is, ladies, really almost like free. And I don't use marketing tricks. I don't do that. So this is really speaking to you from my heart. Sign up. This is something absolutely amazing. And again, I don't know in one place will someone offer so much to work with hormones, with gut health, with toxins, with stress, with environmental toxins. We will learn, for example, in the program, how to create healthy cleaning things. I will give you recipes for body lotions, recipes for body oils, and so much more, ladies. We will learn how to meditate. We will learn a few short, simple techniques to lower stress. So it is, ladies, again, if you just the heart health and cholesterol meat is worth the investment. Here is the link. Do not worry, I will send in the replay of the video of the masterclass, and you can write down, make notes. You can click on the link and enroll. And this program is also for a limited number of women. I'm not taking big groups. The big groups will be with evergreen, but most of the things will be automated. So this group is also very limited, and the first 5 people who sign up will get extra surprise bonuses. I won't tell you what. All right. So if you need any question, any information, more information, if you need more explanation or things are unclear to you, please text me or call me or email me. My email is support@drilona.com. I didn't put it on my website, this sort of halfway pilot program. So you won't find on my website. Once it's automated, evergreen, that will be on my website again on the totally different price. So Reborn is my baby program. I'm so happy and so passionate about. And ladies, sign up. You won't regret. That is my big promise. Just the first week when we learn the self-care, the self-compassion, it's so amazing. Thank you so much for attending, for watching the reply, and I'm sending you a big hug. Have a wonderful evening, ladies. Let me just stop sharing. All right. Let me just stop the recording.